Bhakti Nrsimha Maharaj to give his glorification.
Om Gyanati Mirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chaksuramitam Jana Tasmai Shri Ravi Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So first I would like to thank the organizers for allowing us the opportunity to gather here today and share the mercy, the experiences and in the association of Srila Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. So to be long, I just jotted down some few points about Maharaj. So in the 1990s, I happened to be with Maharaj. He was my GBC, and I had opportunity to be in his association. And then in the early 90s, he introduced us to the concept of a spiritual warrior. And he published many books in that subject. Like, I was impressed by the lady who said she read one of them, How to Transform Lust to Love. So actually, this is a very deep word, spiritual warrior. What does it mean to be a spiritual warrior? Let's see. I have some points there. This somewhat contradictory term appears in multiple wisdom traditions throughout human history. A fascinating concept. A spiritual warrior implies one who combats the most insidious and universal enemy, ignorance. We often hear the term spiritual warrior and think of fundamentalist Christians standing in from an abortion clinic or Pride Day celebrations and rock concerts, yelling epithets at folks who they vehemently disagree with. However, true spiritual warrior is not out fighting the good fight against their fellow humans. A true spiritual warrior is someone who is learning to be strong in themselves, to become who they are meant to be, and who supports others in their effort to become their best selves, spiritually or otherwise. There are some signs that tells that one is a spiritual warrior. Spiritual warriors have warrior-like DNA. They always want to take trouble for the weak and innocent people. The term spiritual warrior refers to highly conscious warrior, souls who are incarnated on this world to raise consciousness and educate others about their rights allowing them to act freely. Their spiritual path is slightly different in that they raise awareness about spiritual consciousness and support for the innocent and poor. They are rightfully committed to the truth and universal guidance. So that is the description of a spiritual warrior. So when you understand these points, you will know how His Holiness Srila Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj embodied them all. When he came to my life, I was born, sometimes we say I was born in the darkness of ignorance. But actually, I was really born in the darkness of ignorance. I'm from South Africa, the country that is famous for apartheid system. To be born into a black family there meant that you were a slave in your mind. You were marginalized, you could not go to the best universities, you could not choose a career, you could not become a lawyer. The most you could become a teacher. That was our situation. In 1985, Srila Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was invited for the first time. We didn't know about him. Someone who knew him invited him for the opening of the temple. And when he came, it was like he came from another planet. He just spoke against discrimination, against narcissism and all the things that were shackling us. There was a vibration. Everyone was looking around. Who is this black man who's so powerful? Yes, and I was amazed. I never had a black person speaking with such confidence, with such command of English. He was like an army general calling upon the warriors to come into action. That gave me inner confidence. That gave me a reason to be who I am today. Because for the first time, I met someone who saw value in me, who told me you could become a discreet preacher, who told me you could become a sannyas in the future. And in that way, I was blessed by His Holiness with that power to break away from the shackles, mental shackles of our systems in those days. And we were very much lower in self-esteem and inner confidence because that is how we were brought up. It's just like chickens or parrot. When he grows up in a cage, he forgets how to fly. We have seen that. In Brazil, we have these birds that they get stolen, and then the thieves get caught at the airport, and then they bring them back to our temple, Novagokul. So there's a big cage there where they learn how to fly again. So I was like that in the beginning. I was like a parrot who had forgotten to fly, even though I had wings. So by the mercy of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he kind of helped me to fly again. So thank you, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, for that kindness. His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. Hey!
Hare Krishna. So we are coming to the end of our glorification session. And we have just a few speakers, and I will call them in advance so that they prepare themselves. Next we'll have His Holiness Sundar Chaitanya Maharaj. And as he takes his seat, we'll have one very short glorification that has been sent on the phone, and Prabhu will read it. As it goes on, we'll have let's have Leela Mai, Lakshmi Mataji, and Sri Devi Mataji prepare so that we can move quicker. Hare Krishna. Oh, and yes, lastly, so that you know that we are coming to the end of this, we will have Akiladhara Prabhu, Prabhupada disciple, and then we'll come to the Bhoga offered session.
Hare Krishna. This is an offering from one of Maharaja's disciples, senior disciples. His name is He's a Pujari in the Melbourne Temple in Australia. So he sent his offering and we're going to read this for him. Dear Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I would like to thank you for allowing me to take shelter of your lotus feet and for all your kindness that you have showed me in my journey to try and become a better disciple. I have learned so much from you, how to live a simple life, how to become a pujari in the service of their lordships, Radha Vallabha at Melbourne Temple. I miss your association every day. There is not a day that goes by when I don't thank you for saving me and showing me how to find love of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, and how to serve Srila Prabhupada and yourself. Thank you, Gurudev, your most insignificant servant, Devamrita Das. Hare Krishna.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Tirtha Swami Dinamine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinamine. Namaste Saraswati Deva Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Patsatya Desatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaja ki. First of all, I'd like to also thank the organizers and all the Maharajas and also disciple of Maharaj for organizing this Vyasa Puja and also in giving some invitation to say a few words in glorification of Maharaj. First of all, I'd like to tell one story about in relation to my Guru Maharaj, Lokanath Maharaj. One time Lokanath Maharaj was leading Kirtan, Mangalarti. So in that Mangalarti, Lokanath Maharaj was leading and His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was dancing. And the Kirtan did not stop after Mangalarti. It went on through Tulsi Puja. No japa, it went on through japa also. No Bhagavatam class. And Mahaprasade Govinde. That's where it ends. And Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was saying, I was dancing, inspired to dance because Lokanath Maharaj was chanting. And Lokanath Maharaj said, I was singing because I was inspired by the dancing of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. And Lokanath Maharaj also one dream, a bit longer dream. So Lokanath Maharaj, he wanted to go to America to meet His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj when Maharaj was not well. But somehow they could not get the opportunity. What was his desire to go and meet him? He could not go. And then the news came that Maharaj left the world. And Lokanath Maharaj was very sad. But he had a dream. In that dream, what he saw, Lokanath Maharaj was honoring prasadam, was sitting. And in that dream on the side, he saw Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was also taking prasadam together with him. And then Lokanath Maharaj asked him, hey, what happened? I heard you've left. I heard you've left us, you've gone. And His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj said, yes, I am just on my way now, back home. So I've come to see you. His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj ki. As if he understood the mind of Lokanath Maharaj, who wanted to meet him. So before going now, I'm come to meet you, to see you before leaving, before going back home. And then the further the dream extended, what Maharaj saw in a dream, like big audience like that. There was dais there at the stage, and many devotees, devotees were there. He saw like even Radhanath Maharaj, many others. And who was a speaker on the asana? Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj ki. He was speaking, and that's in the spiritual world. So I was just reading, somebody wrote some beautiful message on His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. I was just to speak a few words about it. So he mentioned that why Prabhupada gave this name, his first name was Ghanshyam. Ghanshyam. Like just now, His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was telling about his beauty, people attracted by his beauty. So we were saying that maybe Prabhupada was also attracted by his black beauty. Black is beauty, right? And that's why Prabhupada gave him the name Ghanshyam. Black is cloud. And evil. And he also mentioned about this is Ghanshyam and Bhakti Tirtha. He was saying very nicely described Tirtha, the holy place. And this holy place acting like a bridge from the spiritual world and taking the people back to Godhead. So all this book, all his writings like a bridge. Because many times people could not understand his Shastra, could not understand, but Maharaj's writing make it easier for devotees and for non-devotees to understand. So like a bridge, building bridge from the spiritual material world to the spiritual world. And also the name Krishna Pad, Krishna Pad also. And that's another meaning, is like favoring, is favored by the lotus feet of Krishna, right? So Maharaj is, I would say, is like lion guru. Lion, you know? Lion is class, is lecture, is kirtan. And we had the best #1 Sankirtan Harinam in Mauritius. We have never seen that again. With His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha, the biggest crowd, powerful Harinam that we have done with His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaja ki. I still remember that. And also he came to Mauritius any time, likes Mauritius also very much. And yes, this like lion leaping from one hill to the other hill, right? Moving onward. All the insects and the flies in the body of the lion, which is stick to that lion, also move to the next place. So when His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj is moving, is leaping from one place to the other place until back to Godhead. So we who are like insects and flyers will also move with him. Haribol. So it's Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj ki. You know, one time in Vaikuntha, Krishna was having prasadam. He was sitting prasad, which Rukmini was serving. And then one devotee from this world calling, Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev. And Krishna was having prasadam. He jumped up from his place, from the table where he was taking prasadam. And Rukmini said, hey, what happened? Are you pagal? You're serving your prasadam, you just jump out from the table. He said, no. My devotee is calling me. And Rukmini said, but this happened every day. Every day devotees are calling you, but you don't jump like this. And Krishna said, no. All the time they call my name. They call Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. So I take my time. But this time they are calling Gurudev, 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 Haribol. His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj ki, Shri Prabhupada ki, Gopyamanande. Hare Krishna.
Can I stand? Can I stand and speak instead of sitting? Can I stand and speak?
So can stand.
Hare Krishna. I heard one of the Maharajas was saying, Guru is not gulab jamun, but somehow, I think it was Bhakti Vasudev Maharaj said, Guru is not gulab jamun, but that's my memory of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. I'm from South India. I'm Jayapataka Maharaj's disciple, Leela Lakshmi Devidasi. And from childhood, my parents would bring me for my Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, which happens to be in April because that's the school holidays. And I always wanted to come for the festival and I could never come because school, you have exams. So my father said when I turn 18, then I can come. So, and then I've only seen, I'm going to use the word because that's a word that I've used earlier, N-word, the black people. I've only seen one person in Chennai and they were very scary and we were told if you go out without your parents, they will grab you and take you, so we were very scared. So I've never seen Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj before. So I'd come to Mayapur with my friend. My father let us alone to travel when we were 18 to Mayapur for the festival. And it was Parikrama and I saw Maharaj and I think it was the first handsome black man I've ever seen in my life. And all the brahmacharis would not let the ladies come in the front. It was kirtan and then the ladies had to stand behind. But Maharaj is leading kirtan and how can we stand behind? So we were young, we didn't want to follow any rules and we wanted to come in the front and the brahmacharis would chase us back and we would go in the front. Maharaj might have seen, we were going left, right, here, there. Maharaj might have seen us. So he said, come in the front. So we came and we were the only two young girls there and he had this special step. I can't do it now, I'm 47. He made us, the knee needs to come all the way to the forehead, And we were able to do that. So that was the first, and I was thinking this Maharaj is so cool. He's letting the girls dance. In South, we were not allowed to. The second experience is that after I got married, I moved to Mayapur and Maharaj was giving this class, this seminar, how to forgive the one who has hurt you the most. And I had been abused and I could never speak that to anyone because anytime I've heard other people abuse, in ISKCON we always say, oh well, it is your karma. And it's not a nice thing to hear. I know it's my karma, but I don't want to hear that. And when I heard this class, I thought I should go and I attended this. And I was like always over enthusiastic, sitting right in the front. And he gave, I don't remember anything or whatever he said. I was just so fascinated looking at him. And he said, okay, now it's a time for someone wants to come out and share their experience. So I come out and I was 20, I was young and I have never shared this experience with anyone else. So I was embarrassed, scared, feeling dirty. And then I started speaking. I think I spoke for half an hour and I was crying because that was the first time I felt heard. First time somebody who didn't make me feel like it was my mistake. First time someone said, it's okay. It was just okay. Whatever happened, it's nothing to do with you. It's not your mistake. And I felt so loved and so cared. And he was standing right next to me here and he gave me these paper towels that I could pull out and clean my face. And he heard the whole thing. And first time in my life, somebody says, how do you want to punish this person? I've never thought as devotees we are supposed to punish anyone. I was like, okay. I said, yes, I want to punish. He said, go in detail. Tell me how do you want to punish him? I said, I want to nail him on the wall like Jesus Christ, all legs and everything. And I want to strip his skin and it's a South Indian thing, put chili powder and salt, mix it together and rub it all over the face. He said, oh, that's very interesting. He said, do you want to punish him some other way? Anything more? And I said, yes, I want to tie both his legs on either side of two cars and I want it to be pulled on either way. And Maharaj might have seen I was very young and it was painful. And Maharaj said, you know what? Maybe you could be Yamaraja's assistant. He said, you are very good at punishing people. And he glorified my anger. And I felt so much nicer, so much love. So he is Rasagula Maharaj. So, no, Gulab Jamun Maharaj, yes. Thank you for this opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. My humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So on this auspicious occasion of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaja's appearance day, I want to thank the organizers, thank all the elevated souls who have come to bless us, all the sannyasis, gurus, all the senior devotees who have come to give us their association and mercy and blessings. And most of all, I thank you for giving me this humble opportunity to speak something about this glorious personality called His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. I first met Maharaj in 2001 when I had gone to America for a PhD program, and the disciples of Maharaj had come on campus, and the first devotees to give me the mercy were Gita Nagari devotees. Shri Shri Radha Damodara ki jai. They were very compassionate, they were very kind, they were very caring, and they made me feel so loved. Later on, when Maharaj was on a tour, and when he came back to Gita Nagari, I attended the first class. And he said, I've just come back from a 25-nation tour. And he spoke so lovingly. And we all know how concerned Maharaj is about loving relationships. His 4 principles of community living, 4 principles of conflict resolution, and his emphatic command, build loving communities. Build a conducive lifestyle for Krishna consciousness. The buildings will get built, the roads will get built, but unless we build communities, we'll not be able to go further in Krishna consciousness. Resonates very deeply with me. At that time, I was learning to be a mental health professional, and I asked Maharaj, how should I use this in service to the devotees? He said, try to learn all the tools and techniques so that you can use this in service to the devotees. And later on, I completed my PhD in marriage and family therapy and became part of Grihastha Vision team under Mother Krishna Nandini, who was very close to Maharaj. Maharaj's glories are legendary. He didn't focus just on one thing. He focused on book distribution. He focused on meeting global leaders. At the same time, he never forgot the underdog. He was always standing up for those who were neglected, who were abused, as we've heard this glorious presentation by Mother Lakshmi. He was always concerned about the individuals who were traumatized, who were less than, who were differently abled, who were confused, who were bewildered, who were homosexuals, who were drug addicts. And he always wanted to give that compassion to everyone. He got a dream in which Prabhupada said, open the door, open the door. And when Maharaj opened the door, thousands of black people came streaming in, and he took that as a sign that he must go to the African countries. He was born and brought up in America. He could have just stayed there. And he went to Africa, and then we know that the whole continent of Africa became Krishna conscious. He was concerned about farm communities. He said, eat only what you produce and produce only what you need. Farm communities, schools, meeting people, holding programs. The plethora, the mere expanse of what Maharaj did is phenomenal. As someone said, this is a very great personality. We don't know who he is, but he came to this world to assist the mission of Srila Prabhupada so that we can go on to have better lives. He sacrificed himself. So we have a very glorious example in Maharaj's preaching, his personal example, and his compassion and his mercy. I'm very personally thankful to Maharaj for all the mercy he gave me. And my last meeting was in Gita Nagari with him when I said, Gita Nagari is my home. And he said, and don't you forget it. So Gita Nagari is very dear to me, obviously, because that's where I got the mercy of devotees. And my hope and prayer is that we take the lessons that Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj has given us and build those loving communities, because that's the great need of the hour. We will have buildings, we will have institutions, but unless we build relationships at every level, how will we attract the world to Krishna consciousness? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
say, Vanchakalpatarusha Kripa Sindhubhya Vicha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Time is short. I'm also short. So, 1975, Amsterdam, Sankirtan, library party, taking a break from the European sets, going into all these universities, and it was break time, and so they were inspired by our Sankirtan, and so they took their break for during the school break in the winter. They came to go out with us, to go out with us on the Sankirtan in the van, and they would have their van and they would come and go out on book distribution. And we, on the top of the Herrengrach temple, is on the canal, but on the top floor was maybe a 4-story building. It was the Brahmacharya ashram, and it was a big, big space. Those days it was packed with devotees, and there was a space where there was like a plastic glass enclosure within that ashram. So you could see everything in there, and it was big enough for several people to go in there. And that's where the library party stayed while they were in the temple. And I was able to go anytime and just hang out. A young, new bhakta, struggling, enthusiastic, but really struggling. And just to take shelter in that space with them. And especially Maharaj. Especially Maharaj. Like a friend. A friend, just like everybody is expressing. A real friend, when you're in a mode struggling with all kinds of heavy mental issues, and it's just like you and God and the rest of the world, just trying to hang in there. And then Maharaj is able to enter into that space in your heart, and you have that with you forever. You can always go in there and experience his love and affection and support and courage and everything that goes all along, like Varad Maharaj and everybody who's been speaking. And that, you can't, there's no price there's nothing in the world that can replace that. And that you have that treasure in your heart that you can carry with you anywhere and everywhere. And as you grow, as I've been able to stick with it and be able to access that more, it's not like, as far as I'm concerned, where you have, like when he leaves the planet and then, how the thieves are going to come. No, like he said, he'll have more presence. He'll be more with you than ever when he was physically present. And I can right to this moment, right to this day, how that is increasing and gaining momentum every day as I'm also preparing for my final exam. And that and I won't be surprised You know, if he's along there with Prabhupada coming to get me out of here, but he's right there with Prabhupada, take me home. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nandana Prabhu, okay? Yeah. Prabhu has set a record. Normally he speaks for a long time, but we said 2 minutes. He obeyed. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, you know, I'm entering on the journey, you know, experiences.
Thank you.
There's a shift going on. It's good.
All right. So we have one last speaker, Guru Prabhu, and then we would have Puspanjali, Guru Puja, and Prasadam. We have 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay. Vaishnavas Vaishnavas. So I was Bhakti Glenn in the Chicago Temple, 1975. And Satsvarup Maharaj's traveling library party would come through, and I had a special regard for them, understanding that they were putting full sets of Srila Prabhupada's books in the major universities of the world. And Bhakti Tirtha Swami at that time was Ganesham Prabhu, and I still remember his big smile and how he was exuding Krishna's qualities through his smile, very attractive. In 1977, I wrote him a letter, and I asked him, how do you know who a self-realized soul is? And he said, a self-realized soul is someone who is thinking that at any time he'll be leaving his body, but he's still not Krishna conscious. Next time I saw Bhakti Tirtha Swami, trying to remember right now, mine's going blank. I got married 1994, 5, something like that. And my new wife and I were having a lot of arguments on the road, and it wasn't very pleasant. So I was concerned that she's going to take initiation from someone, and I thought, if I wasn't initiated by Srila Prabhupada, who would I consider taking initiation from today? And I thought, Bhakti Tirtha Swami, he would definitely be one of a couple of godbrothers I could think of. So we went and we found his, what was it called, Spiritual Technology in Washington, D.C., his center there. And we went up to visit him. We asked permission to have his darshan. And so then we were ushered upstairs, and he came to the door. He had a little saffron Nehru hat on, and Nehru yogi pants, and looking very paka. And I expressed to Maharaj, you know, we're just newly married and we're already arguing a lot. Do you have any suggestions for us? And he said, Maya understands that you're a very powerful team to break down the influence of Maya on others. And so therefore she's testing you, because she knows how powerful preachers you're going to be. So I was hoping he was going to take my side and say, yes, the woman should be submissive to them. But he didn't take that. He didn't take that side. He remained equipoised. One godbrother that I was cooking the Janmashtami feast with in Atlanta, he expressed to me a little experience of his in Africa preaching, and he seemed to be a little disturbed by it. What year did Bhakti Tirtha Swami depart? What year?
2015.
2015. So,
No, 2005. 2005.
2005. So thank you. So it must have been 2004, about a year before, year and a half before, here in Mayapur, near the Garuda Stamba. And Bhakti Tirtha Swami was zipping by. And I said, Maharaj. And he stopped. He said, yes? And I said, I have something important I thought I should share with you. And he said, can it wait till later? I'm on my way to the GBC meeting right now. And I said, I'm not sure there's going to be a later, Maharaj. And he stopped. And he said, okay, what is it? I said, so, well, this godbrother of ours, he's serving with some of your disciples in Ivory Coast, that area. And he said to me that he noticed that they were not always coming to Prabhupada's Guru Puja, and that against the GBC rule, your photo was always being left on the altar because you're supposed to take it off the altar when you're finished doing the arti. And he said, you know, either you're going to follow me and do things the Prabhupada way, or you can do things your way, and I'm going to go and start another center. And then I left it up to Maharaj, what are you going to say? And he said, it sounds to me like a call for love. I thought that was so pacifying. Like he didn't take either side. He diplomatically remained equipoised. I just spoke to a godbrother of mine, Dasharat Pandit Prabhu, who had a very close friendship with Srila Prabhupada. I have a recording 3 minutes long, but can I play that? Okay, thank you. Let's see how this comes across the speaker system.
Danta manner, during the last visit, he went to the other temple. Bring him in, and he...
Oh, that's too far ahead. I'll take it to the beginning.
Bhakti Tirtha Swami, amazing devotee, congratulated by his spiritual master with a big hug at the Bhaktivedanta Manor. During the last visit, he went to any other temple. Bring him in, and he sat by him, ruffled his hair, was very pleased with his preaching in communist countries. He was a very sincere, very serious follower of His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. He would write a daily review of his consciousness and then write a summary weekly review going over all the days and write something again, seeing if he was short of being fully Krishna conscious, whatever. I never saw any of the reports, but he told me. And then at the end of the year, he did a yearly report, looked at all the 12 months together. And he always would be trying to improve himself. He asked Srila Prabhupada if we could try to be like the Goswamis. Should we be like them, minimizing our sleeping and eating? And Prabhupada said, yes, but not artificially. But he was very renounced, wouldn't eat much, would chant a lot. He wouldn't tell other people, but he chanted like 42 rounds a day. And still did a ton of service. Always extremely blissful, extremely humble, really, really nice. I would take initiation from him. He was so amazing. No one's Srila Prabhupada, but he was an amazing soul, full of love, very empowered. And he wasn't rich. As we could, when we had a little extra money from Tucson, I would send it to his temple, or send it to him in his temple down in Africa. And one time he asked me to come there and help out for a month, so I did that. And he told me that I was his closest friend in ISKCON. And that's when I was brahmachari, that's when I was sannyasi. Then he still came to visit us a lot when I gave up sannyas and wore white in Tucson. He still came to visit me.
Did anyone describe the pastime with Gokulananda Prabhu and Ganesham Prabhu? Okay, I'll just take 30 seconds. Very, very quick. So, Bhakti Tirtha Swami Ganesham Prabhu was with the library party traveling around Europe, and they came to Belgium. And they went to visit one professor, but because Bhakti Tirtha Swami was not speaking Flemish or Belgic, then Gokulananda was doing all the talking. And Bhakti Tirtha Swami was sitting behind him. And Gokulananda was trying to make the sale to sell a full set of Prabhupada's books to this big university in Belgium. And the professor really wasn't very interested. Gokulananda was not making the sale. But Bhakti Tirtha Swami, who was sitting just behind him, was just sitting there with his big famous smile. And the professor said to Gokulananda, I'm not so much interested in what you have to say, but what about this other devotee you're with here? I'm very interested in him. And so he started describing something of Bhakti Tirtha Swami's great qualities. And the professor said, I'm not interested in buying from you, but because of him, I shall buy a full set of your books. And Bhakti Tirtha Swami didn't, just by his smile, he sold a full set of Prabhupada's books. Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Ki Jai.
Thank you very much, Guru Prabhu. I think there is a similar incident. Some time ago, they wanted to have a program in Moscow. And the mayor of the city would not allow the devotees to have the program. So at that time, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was in Moscow. So Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was in Moscow. And then when he heard that the mayor of the city was reluctant to give them permission to hold their festival, so Maharaj said, all right, can I see the mayor? So the devotee said, all right, let's go. So he dressed up like an African king. And then they went to the mayor's office. And then the devotees went into the mayor's office and said, Mr. Mayor, we have brought you a very special guest. We have brought you an African high chief. And the mayor said, is it because of the permit? As anyway, he wants to greet you. And just by hearing Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj's name, the mayor issued the permit. He issued a permit, you can have your festival. And he didn't even mean Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he just heard his name. So that is the potency Gurudev had. He carried a lot of potency with him. Devotees can ascertain this. Anytime Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj would come into the temple, he would visit West Africa, any temple he would go, immediately he would raise the consciousness of the temple to such a height that everyone will feel joyful. His presence was felt by even the most neophyte devotee. Everyone was ecstatic in the presence of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. But something sad happens. When he leaves, he carries the energy away. So devotees can see the difference. When Maharaj comes, everybody's ecstatic, we are all dancing, we are all happy. And then when Maharaj leaves, he takes his energy away. So he's such a person, he carries the whole spiritual atmosphere with him, and he touches people's hearts, touches people's minds, and just change their mood. And that we saw in his many interactions with distinguished people of society. So we cannot finish glorifying Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. He has a big legacy that we cannot exploit in one sitting. So we want to thank all of you and all the glorious speakers, contributors who made this occasion so wonderful. By coming and sharing your memories, you enrich all of us to remember such a great personality. So thank you very much. We shall now have Puspanjalim ceremony, Guru Puja program, and then we all move to Sulap kitchen for a very wonderful feast in memory of Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaja. Hare Krishna. So we shall invite His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj to conduct the Puspanjalim ceremony, and of course lead the kirtan for the Guru Puja.
So you're going to make YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
Already?
It's on Bhakti Tirtha Damodara Swami YouTube channel. Hari Bol.
Can you send me the link?
Stand change.
Great, that's so cool.
Yeah, there are 2 links.
Hare Krishna.
Mind talking about
Shri Gurave Namaha, Shri Chaitanya, Manobhishtam, Sapitam, Yena Bhutale, Swayam Rupa, Tadamahyam, Tadati, Swapadantikam, Vandeham, Shri Guru, Shri Yuttapadakamanam, Shri Guru, Vaishnavamscha, Shri Rupam, Sagrajatam, Sahagana, Raghunathanvikam, Tamsijivam, Sadvaitam, Savadutam, Parijana Sahitam, Krishna Chaitanya Devam, Shri Radha, Krishna Padam, Sahagana, Lalita, Shri Visakanditamscha, Nama Om, Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasaya, Bhutale, Srimate, Bhakti Vedanta, Swami, Iti Namine, Namaste, Saraswati, Devi Gaura, Vani Pracharini, Nirvishesa, Sanyavadi, Pastatadi Satarini, Nama Om, Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasaya, Bhutale, Srimate, Bhakti Siddhanta, Saraswati, Iti Namine, Shri Vasavanari, Devi Daitaya, Kripapraye, Krishna Sambandha, Vijnana, Daine, Prave Namaha, Abdurujwala, Premadya,
Sri Rupanuga, Bhaktida, Sri Gaura, Karuna Shakti, Vigrahaya, Namosute, Namaste, Gauravani, Sri Murtaye, Dinakarini, Rupanuga, Viruddha Prasidhanta, Vantaharini, Namo Gaura, Kishoraya, Sakshat Vairagya, Murtaye, Vipramanda, Asambode, Padam Pujaya, Te Namaha, Namo Bhakti Vinodaya, Satchidananda, Ramine, Gaura Shakti, Sarupaya, Rupanuga, Varayate, Gaura Girvava, Umeshtam, Nirdishta, Sajjana Priya, Vaishnava, Sarvabhoma, Sri Jagannathaya, Te Namaha, Vancha, Kapatarudya, Cha, Kripasindhya, Evacha, Patitanam, Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha, Namo Mahabhadanyaya, Krishna Prema Pradayate, Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya, Nami Gaura Tishe Namaha, Pancha Tattva Atmakam, Krishnam, Bhaktarupa Sarupakam, Bhaktavataram, Bhaktakyam, Namami, Bhakti Saktikam, Hare Krishna, Karuna Sindhu, Dinabandhu, Jagapati, Gopesa, Gopika Kanta, Radhakanta, Namosute, Jayatan, Suratu, Pangur, Amamadan Matergati, Matsarvaswa, Padam Buju, Radha, Madana Mohanu, Divya, Vrindaranya, Kripatrumata, Srimad, Karnangara, Simhasanasto, Srimad, Radha, Srila Govinda Devu, Krishna Sevamano, Smaramani, Shriman, Masarambi, Mamsi, Bhatatata, Sita, Karsan, Venu, Swanai, Gopi, Gopinatha, Siyestunaha, Tapakanchana, Gaurangi, Radhe, Vrindavaneshwari, Vrishabhanu, Sutadevi, Pranamami, Hare Priye, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhara, Shivasari, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Rama
Hare Rama
Hare Rama
Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama Rama
Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Rama
Hare Rama
Hare Rama
Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama Rama
Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya
Krishna Prasaya
Bhutale
Bhutale
Srimate
Srimate
Bhakti Tirtha
Bhakti Tirtha
Swami Iti Namine
Namine
Namaste
Namaste
Krishna Padaya
Krishna Padaya
Prabhupada
Prabhupada
Ashitatmane
Ashtatmane
Sri Gaura
Gaura
Karuna Shakti
Karuna Shakti
Bhakti Tirthi
Bhakti
Iti Namine
Namine
Shakti Tamini
Pushpanjali
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya
Padaya
Krishna Prasaya
Krishna Prasaya
Bhutale
Bhutale
Srimate
Srimate
Bhakti Tirtha
Bhakti Tirtha
Swami
Swami
Iti Namine
Namine
Namaste
Namaste
Krishna Padaya
Krishna Padaya
Prabhupada
Prabhupada
Ashitatmane
Ashtatmane
Sri Gaura
Sri Gaura
Karuna Shakti
Karuna Shakti
Bhakti Tirthi
Bhakti Tirthi
Iti Namine
Namine
Pushpanjali
Jai
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya
Padaya
Krishna Prasaya
Krishna Prasaya
Bhutale
Bhutale
Srimate
Srimate
Bhakti Tirtha
Bhakti Tirtha
Swami
Swami
Iti Namine
Namine
Namaste
Namaste
Krishna Padaya
Krishna Padaya
Prabhupada
Prabhupada
Ashitatmane
Ashtatmane
Sri Gaura
Sri Gaura
Karuna Shakti
Karuna Shakti
Bhakti Tirthi
Bhakti
Namine
Bhakti Namine
Hari
मैं नहीं जा पाऊंगी के बीच में
Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you.